I posted a video a few months ago asking people to ask me questions, so now I'm gonna answer all of your questions. Sorry it took so long for me to get around to this, everybody who actually bothered to submit anything. I was kind of waiting for it to fill up a little bit more, you know, hoping that I would get like a few more questions that I could answer and maybe make the video longer, but I eventually decided that it would be better to just roll with the questions I got rather than like trying to wait around and see if I could get more. I could always just do more of these if I really want to. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. This is just gonna be the video. I'll just answer what I got. Okay, that's it. We're probably gonna get on with the video now. And you know, due to the rather, I guess, more personable nature granted or inherent to something like a Q&A, I'm gonna do a talking head style. So let's begin. Because the video where I announced that I was doing the Q&A was also the one where I said that I was going to G-Fest, there are most of the questions I believe are gonna be Godzilla related ones, but you know, whatever. I'm just happy that anybody submitted anything at all, so I'll play their games and I'll answer the questions as they're submitted, whatever, it's not a big deal. So, first question from Eric Taylor. He actually sent me 2 as recommended, so thank you for following the guidelines on that one. What is the next convention you want to go to after G-Fest? Maybe Monsterpalooza. As a genre, I like horror a lot. I know I don't talk about it much on the channel that often, but it really is one of my favorite genres of like fiction, so to be able to go to an entire convention that celebrates that, I think would be cool along the same lines as G-Fest was for Godzilla and kaiju movies. So that's maybe one. VidCon would be another obvious choice just because I really like YouTube. Well, I like parts of YouTube, and so an entire convention that kind of celebrates that would also be neat. Aside from that though, I mean, like, I don't know, there's stuff out there that seems cool and that I would go to if I was like offered to, but I don't know if I'm really a big enough fan of the things that it's about to be able to like actively seek it out and be like, yes, I want to go to that. So yeah, aside from the future G-Fest, which I will totally go to if I get another opportunity, Monsterpalooza and VidCon are the 2 runners-up, the silver and bronze medals, I suppose. And then from the same commenter, Mr. Eric James Taylor, that's his handle as it's displayed, which movie version of Godzilla do you think is the most superior? That's tough, because it depends on what you're asking. You're kind of asking multiple different questions here. Are you talking about like which one is the strongest? Which one is the one that I prefer the most? Are you talking about which like film I prefer the most, or just the incarnation? You're kind of asking multiple different questions here, but I'm gonna assume that you're talking about which one I personally like the most. And I mean, even then that's kind of tricky because like, what does that entail? Are you talking about from a design standpoint or from like a characterization kind of role that version of the character plays within their respective film point of view? I'll answer both, just, you know, to be nice and because it's not like I'm exactly short on time. I really like the 2002 design too. I think it's kind of a perfect marriage of, I think it's an improvement over the 2000 design, and I know a lot of people like that one, and I used to really love it, but honestly, like the more time has gone on, the less I kind of like that one. I just don't know about the like overly spiky look they gave him. It's not really, I don't know, it's just a little too disproportioned, that one. I think the spikes are just too big. I think they slimmed them down to like an acceptable size in the 2002 design. Then as for Incarnation, which Godzilla Incarnation is my favorite or most superior? I mean, I gotta say probably still the Heisei Godzilla. I just love how central he is to the plot of his movies, as he should be. I like that he's like a consistent, you know, long-running character that returns one film after another. It's just nice. I like it when I appreciate the serialization of the Heisei series. I like the Heisei series. I think they're getting kind of a bad rap as of late. It feels like it used to be that people really liked them and they had like a really good standing in the fan base, but now it seems like more and more people are turning on them, and I don't know why. I always really kind of connected with those ones, but to each their own. All right, and then this next question, which is coming from Godzilla Guy, who was actually... He actually was at G-Fest, just like I was, and, you know, made a whole video and commented on, actually made multiple videos about it, I think, but more importantly, as it relates to me, he actually commented on the video that I made about G-Fest, and he, in that comment, concurred that the guy acting as Sanda that I detailed towards the end of that video was indeed, odd, so nice that we could come to a consensus on that. Anyway, his question is, who's winning, Destroya or Grand King Ghidorah? I don't know why you phrase that in present tense, as if that's a battle that's currently ongoing, but I can tell you who I think would win. So right off the bat, this is tough, because, I mean, like, Destroya is immediately at a size advantage, because he's like twice the size of Grand King Ghidorah, or just... He's never actually officially titled as Grand King Ghidorah, by the way. That's just sort of like the... That's just kind of a fan-made moniker. Officially he's just King Ghidorah. He's just another version of King Ghidorah. But anyway, whatever. Semantics. Yeah, Destroya is at an advantage because he's bigger, but Grand King Ghidorah, both of them have like a lot of abilities, but Grand King Ghidorah has a lot of abilities. And, you know, he was able to pretty handily defeat Mothra Leo, who was one of the strongest Mothra incarnations, with like just that endless supply of powers he has, pretty much. And he had to cheat and time travel just to have a chance at beating him. But even though Mothra Leo is tough, I still think he would probably lose to Burning Godzilla. And Destroya was able to take on Burning Godzilla. You know, Godzilla, while he was dying, but getting stronger for every minute that he stayed alive. So yeah, Destroya was able to, it took the combined, like, might of Godzilla Jr. and the military. Good thing that they were finally useful. Even the military had a character arc in the Heisei series. See, that's why I like it so much. Yeah, it took all three of them to take him down, but Grand King Ghidorah, again, like I said, Mothra kind of had to cheat by going back in time, but he was eventually able to pretty much, well, not single-handedly, double-wingedly take down Grand King Ghidorah. So I don't think it'd be a closer matchup than one would expect, given the vast size difference between the two. But I think ultimately Destroya would probably win. And I am assuming we're talking about not final form, the last form that Destroya reached before being killed. I don't know if they ever actually established whether or not that was his like true final form, or if he could have just kept evolving had he not been destroyed. I'd like to see that. Imagine like a further evolved Destroya. Take notes, Monsterverse. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Destroya on that one. It would be close, but I'm gonna have to overall say Destroya. And then the last two questions come from this guy, girl, I actually don't know, named, well, the handle is CG_plays, but the actual username is SuperCatXX. And they have been so awesome in the comments of my videos over the past few months. They've just been like, they found me through the Dinosaur King video, like a lot of people did, and they've just been so incredibly like supportive and encouraging, and like really rooting for me, and like really pushing for me to succeed on this platform. So yeah, God, Jesus, I mean, like, CG Plays, SuperCat, whatever your name is, if you're watching this, which you probably are, oh my God, save some support for the rest of my audience. Seriously, my parents believe in me less than you do. But yeah, you've been super awesome, and I'm talking to you specifically because I have a pretty good feeling you're going to watch this video, because you watch all my videos because you really seem to like me, and I appreciate that. And I want to return the favor by answering the questions that you submitted to me. So let's start with the easier one to answer, the one that'll take less time to answer. How did you come up with your channel name? It's actually not that exciting. My channel name, which I'll just display on screen right now so that I can kind of like reference it and you'll know what I'm talking about as I go. It's literally just a phonetic spelling of my initials. Like my initials, my full initials for my first, middle, and last name are EnnEmmEee. And originally that's what I titled the channel. It was literally just the 3 letters EnnEmmEee. But then I realized that there are apparently a lot more EnnEmmees on YouTube than I originally thought. So I decided I had to change it. I had to do something, and I ended up actually naming my YouTube channel after what I named my Twitch account. Because yes, I did make a Twitch account, not to stream or anything, but just to like view other people's streams. So yeah, you can imagine my shock and disappointment when I realized that I basically did the equivalent of jumping on board a ship as it was sinking, but oh well. Anyway, so yeah, I decided that that would be a better name for my channel, just because it's a little more distinctive and like not taken by anyone else. So that is the origin of the channel name. It is what I like about it is that I could have just done EnnEmmEee, but I decided to double up on all the other letters and go EnnEmmEee. So yeah, now you really know what it is, and it could never possibly be mistaken for anything else. So do wise to remember that. But yeah, that's how I came up with my channel name. And then the final question that I have for this whole little Q&A, and it's probably the one that's going to take me the longest to answer, and that is, why did you start YouTube, and what was your greatest inspiration? Wow. So why did I start YouTube? These are kind of 2 different questions. I'll start with what my greatest inspiration was, because again, I just feel like that'll take less time to answer. I mean, when I think about people that inspire me, that's tricky, because like a lot of people inspire me to do what I do, and my channel's kind of a hodgepodge, where every new video contains a little bit more of this person's style or a little bit more of like that person's. There's certain videos where I kind of lean into one creator's shtick or niche more than the other. That's one of the things about having a channel is varied in content type. I can't speak. Varied in content style and type as mine is that you get your inspiration from all sorts of different people. But if I had to like break it down and kind of decide who like the main people that inspired me, I mean, I don't know. I like the obvious choices, Cinemassacre, you know, James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd, James and Mike, those 2, they created one of the most iconic series on all of YouTube. And I do think that iconic is not overstating it. They're a huge inspiration, and they're kind of like secondhand inspiration, because they inspired a lot of people, which then inspired other people, and then some of those people went on to inspire me. So it's just inspiration from inspiration from inspiration. I love both of those 2 and what they do. Just, God, if I could thank both of them for everything, then I absolutely would. And then I also, let's see, definitely inspired by Brendan Tenold, if you've ever heard of him. I really like his videos. He's so funny. I put him at number 2 on my top 10 favorite YouTube channels video that I did a while back, which you can check out if you haven't already. It's probably my least favorite of the 3 top 10 videos I've done so far, but I still think it's alright. It holds up well enough given when I made it, like, even that it's almost a year old at this point. And then, oh God, who else? Like, I mean, once again, I just kind of feel like I get my inspiration from everywhere. Jobby the Hong, I really like his editing style. My editing is kind of an amalgamation of a lot of other people's editing, but his is definitely one of them. Like some of the wackier edits that I do every now and then. Maybe not as much anymore, but certainly when I was starting, I tried to incorporate more like silly, fun, goofy edits, and those were definitely inspired by him partially, I think. And then, God, who else? There's got to be others. That I'm forgetting. Ooh, Cat Icarus, very similar reason. I just love his editing. I love how he makes his videos. Definitely not to his level. I don't make stuff that's that energized. I wish I could. I wish I had the patience to do that, but alas, I do not. So my editing feels like a more like subdued version of that. Paper Fins, if you've ever heard of him. He's a YouTube channel. He covers a lot of the same stuff that I do. He covers like kaiju stuff and Godzilla, but that's like what he exclusively talks about pretty much. I got most of my music choices from him. Like most of the music that I use in my videos is stuff that I heard him use in his videos. I'm just like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I checked the description, and lo and behold, there was all this music from a lot of games that I never actually played before, but I just love the sound of the music so much, and I think it works very well as like background music in my videos. So that's where I got it from. So I think I named most of the big ones, like super big important ones. Just in terms of like, because like there's a lot of people who I watch more than that, and who I like watch for longer, but I don't really make the same videos that they do. And you know, it's not like I make the same videos the exact same kinds of videos that oh my god, it's not like I make the same kind of videos as any of the other people that I mentioned, but just in terms of, if I had to like boil it down to just a few select creators who I think I derived the most of what makes my videos from, those would probably be the ones, but I get inspiration from all over the place. Then as for the big one, why I started YouTube, let me tell you a story. Well, it's not really a singular story. Let me just transport you back a number of years. Once upon a time, I was very kind of locked in my own head. I had a lot of thoughts just kind of swimming around up here that I didn't really know what to do with, and I had a lot of interests that I felt like I couldn't really connect with people over. There was nobody in my immediate vicinity who liked a lot of the things that I did. And who was, you know, willing to talk about it for hours on end like I was. I had plenty of friends back when I was like in elementary school and middle school, but you know, we didn't really have a lot of the same interests, so we were kind of limited in the things that we could actually connect over. And I always saw YouTube as a place where I could just sort of make anything you want. And the great thing about it is that you don't have to find people who share the interests that you do. They find you, like they come to you. The like-minded people come to you. And another great thing about it is that, like I said, with the whole lots of stuff going on up here that I didn't really know what to do with, now if I just come up with something dumb that like anyone else would look at and just be like, ugh, that's so dumb, get out of here, get out of my head, I can just make a video about. Like there's this one video that not a lot of people watched, which I'm fine with because I didn't put a lot of effort into it, just called 3, just 3 full stop, and it's just a video of me talking about how great the number 3 is. That whole video was just born out of me just being like, wouldn't it be wilden if I just made a video where I talked about how great the number 3 was, and how it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to the universe. What a weird, like, hyper specific thing to frame an entire video around. And then I just made it. I just, like, why not? Why not just turn that into a video and have it as content that I can post on the channel? So yeah, I don't know, kind of a roundabout answer, but that's most of the reason why I started doing YouTube, was that I was just tired of having everything kind of up here in my head and not really knowing what else to do with it. And now that I have this channel, I kind of finally have an outlet where I can just like take the stuff that's been kind of hiding up here for a really long time and just pull it out and then, you know, shape it into videos and content and stuff for people to consume and enjoy. And that is such a cool feeling, knowing that there are like actually people out there taking time out of their day to watch my stuff, comment on it, submit questions like all of you have. So thank you so much for that. I really just honestly don't know what else to say other than just, I guess, just keep thanking all of you. This channel is, it's not I don't want to say it's more than I like ever expected it to be, because I don't think we're quite there yet, but it's definitely I definitely feel like I'm on the right track now more than ever. You know, with a couple of my videos really blowing up and actually having lots of people, lots of eyes on them. And even the ones that don't do as well, you know, I still get like a lot more, certainly more views within like the first, you know, week of uploading them than I used to. And that's good. That's how you'd hope it would be. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds. I just want to say, I mean, I don't know, I guess at this point there's really no other way to end off than just by saying thank you all for watching, have a great day, and until next time, see ya.